Hi, welcome to Simply Scrapping, and it's day 30 of the 30 days of sketches, and we have reached the final day. I can't believe it. I'm actually going to be sad. I'll have to work out something new to do every day. Actually, I do have a plan for July. I'm going to participate in the off the board in July, so every day in July. Hopefully, fingers crossed, if all goes to plan, I'll be back with a new layout based off something off Pinterest, so that's why it's called Off the Board. But anyway, for now, we're finishing up the 30 days of sketches, and today's sketch is by Jacquie Malzahn, and this is a fun sketch, and I'd really love to be able to do like a fruit themed layout, but I already had some pictures that I had pulled ages ago that were my priority to get scrapped, so I'm going to make it work. So I am scrapping this darling photo, and it's of me at the Sydney Royal Easter Show in the 1970s, and I remember this specifically, this suit. It was purple with flowers. Mum made it. She was a fantastic sewer, and she made me a couple of these in different colours, and they were so comfy and so pretty. And a couple of things to note: the baubles in the hair, who remembers them? On the elastic, on the end of the elastic, those hard baubles where if Mum let go accidentally putting it in your ponytail, it'd bash it in the head and you end up with a bloody bruise. Oops, sorry. You'd end up with a bruise. Yeah, so they were a bit lethal, but all the rage. The show bags were the paper show bags, so none of the plastic like today. They were a thick paper show bag, and there wasn't a great deal in them, but probably more than there is these days for like, I remember they're like $1 or less a bag, and we were given a limit. I think we could get like 4 or 5 bags, and that was it, and we'd make them last for as long as we could. And I remember putting them in my bedroom and lining them up against the wall, and then every day I'd pick something from one of the bags and try and make them last for as long as I could. But yes, that was the Easter show. It looked like we were at an animal stable. We used to love to go in and look at the animals, like the cows and the horses and all that sort of things. That looks like it's in the doorway of one of them. Alright, so I'm using an old, I think this is an old Stampin' Up collection. I'm just looking for the, yes, they always have it. I don't know if they still do, but they used to always have Stampin' Up ever so pale in a corner somewhere. So this is the page I'm using, and I wanted to use the memories as my heading, but on the sketch you can see there's some torn paper. Either you can do the middle torn or the corners torn. So I thought, well, that's not going to work with my heading. So what I've done, because I had a second sheet, I've cut out the heading, and then I am going to stick it on top of here. But first I'm going to do a torn, I think I'm going to do a torn piece in the middle, because I want to stamp in the corners, or not stamp, but put my embellishments in the corners, if that makes sense. So I can put my embellishments here and here, and I can still see the striped paper. It makes sense in my head. You just have to trust me, okay? So that is that. Right, the embellishments I'm using, I'm going to keep it quite neutral. So I have the Blessings of Home stamp set, and I thought these flowers are pretty similar to the ones on this paper. So I stamped out a few of these from what was left of this sheet. I think I put like 6. I could fit 6. I'm not going to use 6 on the layout, but I thought, well, why not stamp the rest and have them as spares? So the ones I don't use will go in my browns colour box, so that when I need something for a future layout, they'll be in there. And then on this bit of paper, it had chickens on it, and because it's at the Easter show and it's country and all the rest, I thought, well, the chickens would be a cool embellishment. But would you believe that is a really weird oval? It's not a circle, it's definitely an oval, but all the ovals I had were really skinnier and longer. So this is the closest one I could find, and I had to cut them out by hand because it's actually in this set and it's the inside of this die. So I didn't want to cut all that out. I just wanted the oval, and that's the closest one I could get to go around them that didn't cut off this edge. And I don't know, I think these are spellbinders. I've had them for donkey's years, so I really don't know. But yeah, so I just traced the oval around the chickens, roosters, whatever they are, and cut them out. And if I remember, I'm going to ink around everything, if I remember. Okay, I'm not very good at remembering. On the reverse side of this is the chicken wire paper, which I want to use to... Alright, so that's the stamp set. I'll just move that. Oh, and sorry, I'm all over the place. And I also have the matching dies, Flowers of Home dies, and that cut out my stamped flowers, made it so much easier and quicker. Alright, so where's my photo? I wanted to mat my photo in the chicken wire because I've got the roosters, and again it's the country Royal Easter show put on by the Agricultural Society. So I wanted to do that. I've got pink enamel dots. I used crumb cake to stamp my stamp. I just don't want to forget telling you everything because I probably will. And then someone will ask me and I'll go, I don't remember. Right, the blue floral is what I'm going to tear to put down the middle. And that's just another piece of the chicken wire that will go in my scraps bag because they're handy to have for swaps or whatever. And then, which I forgot to get, I was going to do either a crumb cake or a cream layer between the chicken wire and this spotty, which is what I wanted to back the photo in as well. Alright, so I feel really disjointed and all over the place, but let's see what I can put together and get this page started. Okay, there is my layout. So did you notice I did forget to ink, sorry. I got to like the third layer and went, oh no, I forgot to ink. So I very carefully had to lift, peel it a little bit and ink. And then I was determined to not to forget to ink anything else. I did it all. Amazing. There's only 2 embellishments on here. The clusters of flowers and the roosters. And I've got the roosters facing each other, so they're looking into the page rather than out of the page. I got Words Are Hard. I learnt that trick from Janet over at RTS. And also any dead space. So there's a gap here between the top of the oval and where I had cut out this top section. So I needed an enamel dot there, as well as there, another dead space. There was another dead space here. And the really big enamel dots. Also a trick I learnt from Janet is to hide them under things because they are very big. So I wanted to disguise them a little bit. I coloured the flowers because I felt that they just looked a bit plain. So all I did was get the sponge daubers and lightly run over each of the elements with the dauber. So it doesn't have to be perfect when you do that. It's just a little bit of colour, like a blush of colour. If you're interested, the colours, that was left from, it was on the dauber already, and I'm pretty sure it's a Gina K, one of her pinks. I don't know which one, but I used it for something else and that is left over. So that worked out really well. The blue I had to go and get, that's Balmy Blue, and the bony colour is Crumb Cake. And the reason I did the leaves in that colour is because on the images up here you have the beige leaves, and that's how I chose the pink and the blue, because the bigger flowers are pink and the little ones on the outside are blue. So you would think that this stamp set was made to go with this paper, but this paper has to be over 10 years old, and this stamp set was only like 2 years old, so they match perfectly. Yeah, so that is my layout. If you have any questions, please pop them below. And I hope you have enjoyed this series and that you've managed to watch lots of people, because there is so much inspiration out there in all these videos. It's amazing. There's hundreds of videos on the playlist, so please check it out. It'll take you a while to go through them, but it's well worth it to see what everyone has created. And I have thoroughly enjoyed this series, and I will be doing it again next series because it's fantastic to get your photos scrapped, inspiration, your mojo flowing if you had none. And that's what happened with me. I was struggling coming back to scrapping after a break of quite a few years. And when I started doing all these sketches every day, it's like it just flowed. So it works really, really well. If you've liked this layout, please give me the thumbs up. If you're not already a subscriber, please subscribe and hit that notify bell so you know when my next video comes out. And from tomorrow onwards, you can look forward to, besides the regular things I do, which is, I'm trying to think, and now my brain's gone numb. The collection obsession, the Girls Down Under, the Bash Your Scrapbook Stash, CSI, counterfeit kit, all that sort of stuff that I do. But also in July each day I'm going to attempt to do an off the board layout, which is inspiration from Pinterest every day. So I'll see you then. Thank you so much for watching and have a scrap happy day. Bye bye.